It's that time of year again. Time for the 43rd annual Hudson Art on the Green, the 2025 edition. A juried fine art show that features the beautiful creative works of over 150 artists and exhibitors, including the following categories: painting, sculpture, woodworking, jewelry, metalwork, photography, digital art, fiber arts, clothing, ceramics and pottery, glassworks, and much more. Held on the green in front of the former Joann Fabrics headquarters on Saturday and Sunday, August 23rd and 24th, 2025.
Okay, we're good. Okay, good.
I'm glad you found it. I'm glad. Thank you for coming down and letting me know you found it.
My name is Jane Waxenfelter, and I'm from Grove City, Pennsylvania. And this is the first year I've done this festival. And my work is, it's either I mainly wheel thrown, but also hand-built pieces. I like to use the vibrant glazes, and what I call it is usable art.
Tell us about when you were saying the hand thrown, but then fiber, and how you do the platters like that.
This is hand built, and then that large one over there is a hand built piece and hand built. And what I'll do is roll the clay out, and I'll take the antique lace, take a rolling pin and press that in, pull it off, and then cut the shape I want, and then pull it up and just drape it over something and hand sculpt it. Everything else will be thrown on the wheel, and then I'll actually hand sculpt the pieces after I throw them on the wheel to give it a hand-built look. Yeah, and each piece will be unique and just one of a kind.
Hi, I'm Deanna Reed. I have beautifully broken glass art from by Deanna. I live in Garrettsville, Ohio, and I do the vintage windows with broken thrifted glassware, which means I go thrifting, which I love, and then I get to buy plates, bowls, cups, whatever, lots of bottles and vases, and I lay them out on the window or on the wood that I'm using. And then I design it, and then I apply epoxy resin on it. And the epoxy makes the windows very durable and makes them shiny and pretty, which I love. But we've never come to this show before, so this is our first time, and it's been such a wonderful show. We've had a great day and met so many people. But yeah, that's what we do. We have all different styles, and whatever color of vase or bowl that I see, that's what I grab and break it. No planning, just kind of go on instinct. So it's a lot of fun, and it's pretty. It makes people smile, and that's all I can ask. I think that's what art should be.
So, how about your sunflower?
These are air-dried clay. I mold both sides. They're two-sided. They are hand-painted, and I then coat them with epoxy resin, which after curing, they are food safe. And the same with our wine glasses over here. We put them on a slow tumble for up to 48 hours, and the epoxy is applied with ink dye, and then they just do their thing. Epoxy makes them what epoxy wants to make them, so there's no controlling epoxy. But yeah, and we've got everything down to our coasters. We've got the glasses. The picket fences are from a backyard. Everything has been repurposed in this tent. It all had a different life, except for my bowls. That's the only thing that I make. but everything else was thrown away, and now it's in an art show. So I love that. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Jen Florentine, and this is my 4th year being at the Hudson Art on the Green. And my work is a little bit abstract, a little bit expressionism, and a little bit impressionism. I just have a lot of fun playing with color, playing with brush strokes, and just all around experimenting. And I just really want to spread joy to anybody that's looking at the paintings. And this painting here is called Looking Up, and a lot of people ask because they don't know exactly what it is, but one of my favorite views is when you're sitting on the ground or you're just looking up into a canopy of trees. And so that is my interpretation of that view. All right, and then this one is more of an impressionist style painting that very represents a landscape with the water and the reflection. Has a lot of texture. I like to play, so I like to do things that have a lot of brush strokes, and then I like to also just play with color fields and swaths of color. And that's about it for that one.
Have fun with it.
Yes, have fun.
Hi, my name is Buster. I own Buster Art Incorporated. I'm from Akron. My studio is in downtown Akron. I have acrylic art, I have spray paint art, I have some oil, I have some resin work, I sell prints, I sell little acrylic jewelry, necklaces, and I'm not sure what else you'd like to know.
Tell us more specifically about your pieces.
Okay, I have some, I usually make prints from some of the art that I like a lot. Like this one is a cyclé print, which is a higher quality print than just a regular print. And it's made from a painting that I did called Elven Forest. I made that painting, I posted it, it sold the next day, wasn't even finished yet. You know, I have other prints, 12 by 12, acrylic from other paintings. They're not cyclé, but they're prints. This is a print called Anxiety, which is kind of unique, you know. It's kind of like what's going on inside my mind right at the moment.
So how would you approach, is that something that you spin? Is it, what's the process on this?
There's a lot of different processes I have. It's like I do some on MDF board. I painted that, and I sketched stuff like there's a horse back there that I sketched, and some of it is pour art.
Pour?
Yeah, pour art. Some of it is drip pour paint, like Jackson Pollock type art, the big one. I spray painted the background for it all.
Are you talking about that one in the center there? That looks like an hourglass?
Looks like an hourglass. It's called Time.
It's about time? Okay.
I got other stuff like up in the corner there. There's one that's got like a heartbeat behind it. And I named it kind of as a play on a Led Zeppelin song, Battle of Evermore. I call that the Battle of Nevermore. There's a beginning for the heartbeat and there's an ending of the heartbeat. And everything on the inside of it all is the chaos in between life and death, you know. So I come up with different ways to name them, and I have different ways to paint. All my little space stuff, like this here, those are all spray paint and framed. Over here I have a sailboat that
that one hanging on the back with the blue background and the white?
Background. It's basically two colors. And I used a palette knife to make that. Most of my art, everybody says you need to have your own voice, and well, it's like everything is kind of stolen from somebody anyway. It always has been. Even the masters stole their art from other people, from each other, to figure out how to do what they do, And that one, there was a lady named Summer Jane. I'll give her a plug here. On Instagram, that's all she does is those things. So I said, oh, that's nice. Let me try that with a palette knife. I used 2 colors, and it worked really well. I don't want to keep doing it because that's her thing, So I'm still looking for what I like to do, which is abstract art. I like abstract primarily. I can sketch and I can draw. I used to tattoo, and I used to draw for tattoos. So, I can draw and I can paint what I draw, and I doodle. I sat here today just making little doodles, practicing body designs, And I make coffee cups. Ta-da. And I try a lot of different stuff to really see where my voice is, like an artist. Yeah, I don't want to be stuck in one position until I find what I really like to do, which I really like to do, the abstract.
Have you been doing this for a while, or?
Well, I always drawn off and on. I tattooed for 5 years and drew for tattoos, and I really didn't make any money doing that. And when you tattoo, you give the shop 50% of whatever you make, so it just was like a dead end for me. And I drove a truck for a lot of years, and I had different medical issues going on while I was driving truck for Giant Eagle, actually. And I'd be like, what am I going to do now? And I started sketching again, just like I used to in my time, and I'm looking at Instagram for inspiration. Can't just use my imagination to think of something and then draw it. So I would look, and that's how I learned to do all this stuff, was watching Instagram reels, Facebook reels, TikTok reels, and I'd be sketching stuff and thinking, yeah, I can do that, and go back to doing that, and be sucked back into that. And eventually I would start going out and buying the stuff necessary to do that.
Have you been having a good show?
Oh, I have a good show. Have I sold anything? Not really.
Well, you got tomorrow, too.
Yeah, I got tomorrow, too. It's not really that. It's the exposure and passing out the cards. And if I take my card, yeah, I'm not a broke artist. I'm not a starving artist. No. I retired from driving truck for a union shop, and I had a equitable retirement, and I got money in the bank, and all my stuff's...
So this is good. This is all retirement fun.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you
Hey,
for having
have a good show.
Yeah.
Most people would be like, oh, I'm hurt, I can't do it, and she does it.
The flip for this would be great for my...
Hi, I'm Yvonne Burton from Cutikins. We are from Chardon, Ohio. We have been making these pumpkins for about 8 years. Everything is handmade. We have real pumpkin stems, and we actually dry them out and preserve them. We have real acorn tops. I have somebody hand make my velvet, which is all dyed, hand dyed, and each pumpkin is individual. They're all very unique. I've been doing this for about 8 years, and we are in every state in 13 countries. So I would love you guys could give me a call or look on our website for more information. Some of our unique pumpkins are feather pumpkins, as you could see. We have different colors and different styles. This year we have introduced hand-dyed velvet, which is very unique because it gives you different colors. And our new color this year, I introduce a new color every year, and this year is our cherry red.
So do you say you collect the stems from...
We do. What we do is I'm from Chardon, and we have a lot of local produce companies in the area, and they plant these pumpkins for us, and we go and we actually take the stems off the pumpkins and preserve them. So it's great. It's good for the environment because they don't go back into the soil. And any leftover pumpkins they give to the local farmers for their animals. So because the animals can't have the stems, it'll make them sick. So yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we're enjoying the show. It's been a really nice show and meeting a lot of nice people.
Did you say how many times you've been to the show?
This is our first year. Yes. So we're really excited to be here.
What about these little guys in the front, acorns?
Acorns are in front. These are real acorn tops. And they also have all the different color velvet on the bottom of them. And they're nice for different displays. They are contrast with the pumpkins. So they're nice for like the squirrel. If you have little dishes, you could put them in and that type of stuff. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I'm Karen Koch. I'm an artist here in Hudson, Ohio. I do mixed media collage artwork, so I use a lot of maps and book pages and vintage papers and all kinds of really wonderful papers. Sometimes add stitching just to make it interesting, add some texture. This year I've added some new things to my booth. I just completed a little series of artworks I call Small Wonders. So they're just little bitty artworks on these little wooden panels, and they can sit on a shelf, kind of add a little color, or they can hang on a wall. I've got lots of prints. I did bring some of my clock towers with me, my clock tower series in the style of famous artists. So imagine that Picasso or Monet came to Hudson and was so inspired they had to paint the clock tower. What would that look like? So I have a whole bunch of those, but otherwise a lot of nature-inspired, landscape-inspired sort of pieces, and a few abstracts. So it's been a great show today. It's been absolutely a perfect weekend for a show. Yeah.
And you have, would this be considered a series with the cats and the... Or just happened to...
Well, you know, I have some pieces with cats and a few with birds, because I have a cat, and she's right, yeah, and she's always just doing something entertaining. So the big one in the back of the booth is the quilted kitty. I went into the guest room one morning and she was sitting on the bedspread on the bed, and I just liked the shape of the soft shape of the cat against the geometric pattern in the quilt. So the original is all made out of different layers of paper, but I did quilt it. It is stitched too, so just because I thought and I've got prints available of that. I don't make prints of too many things, but the heron, I have some prints. I just got those done, and some coneflowers, a coneflower piece that I really like. So, yeah.
It's always joyful to come in.
Lots of colors, yeah.
Hi, my name's Rob Crombie. I'm a local oil painter, landscape artist, and this is, I believe, my 18th year at Art on the Green in Hudson, and always a gorgeous show, and always love meeting the people from the community, and it's just a great weekend. It's a lot of fun. What else do okay, most of my work is from the south of France, Provence, specifically. All landscapes generally. Sometimes I do village streets. And I use a lot of paint. You know, it's very thick on here, and I love the way using thick paint, the way it mixes with the colors mix with each other, and it just brings out really special colors to me and dimension. Anyway, it's been a wonderful day here today at the show, and I get to see so many friends, you know, and previous clients and new ones. So
we did the house tour in Chagrin Falls last month or so, and there was one that I think they had 3 or 4 of your paintings in the.
Yeah, you can't buy just one.
Yeah. Now this is quite different than your usual landscape or street.
Yeah, this I really felt like doing some explosive, bright color. This is actually, the inspiration was a photograph I took in Rockport, Massachusetts. There were, I don't know what the flowers were, so don't ask, but I loved the big patch of red. And then of course I took it from there in my own way and laid things out and down and swirled the top of it, and got in some rich purples and reds down at the bottom. But it's got a lot of paint on there, you know, and it's so much fun for me. I really love it. So come on down. It's a great show. So most of the villages I hit in Provence are small, and they're mountainside villages. I love the stonework, the community, the people, the cafes, the food. I mean, it's just, you hate coming home. And like down here is a little village called Lacoste. I've got Saint-Remy and Minerve, some other paintings that are water, are Rockport, Massachusetts, or Nantucket. 2 other places I love on the Upper East Coast of the States. Yeah, my last trip over to France last September, I saw a huge change in the work by the locals. There was much more punchy color, and I just loved, I mean, it was very obvious to me that the style over there, the trend was toward complementary colors rather than just a landscape with a lot of green and maybe some poppies in it, you know. But so I'm incorporating purples and pinks and oranges in my foliage or the ground cover, whatever it may be, and I really like it. I think it just really rounds out the painting and makes it much more fun. Get to experiment. So.
Yeah, I think the last time we spoke with you, you were saying how it was you stayed somewhere in one of the villages and things had changed because the gentleman that you rented the room from, I think his wife had passed, and you found some changes, but it's just so comforting to go back to the.
Yeah, I mean, going to Saint-Remy for me is like going back home. I mean, I've got friends over there now. I know where everything is. I just know I don't even need GPS anymore over there, and I can go an hour and a half away and find my way there and back, you know. So yeah, it's been a total of maybe like 5 months that I've been there on these 2 and 3 week trips, you know, add them all up. It's been a long time, but yeah, I've got good friends that, you know, go to their homes and we have dinner and talk and laugh, and it great. Just, I love the people over there. You know, they're just so hospitable and hardworking. And
are there a lot of other artists? Is it almost like an artist colony there, or is it?
There are a lot of artists. There are a ton of galleries. in that area. I don't know, I don't see artists out all day long or anything like that, but I do see some plein air painting now and then, and but the galleries are just packed with beautiful work, and everything from figure work to landscapes and you name it. Subject matter is all over the place, but yeah, it's so inspiring to be there. I hate to come home,
Now, do you show some of your art there at...
I have. I've sold a couple over there that I was working on while I was there. Some people made offers, and of course I took them up on it. Better than packing a wet painting to come home, but yeah, it's
a good life. It's a good life you have.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm very, very fortunate to be able to travel like this and meet the people I have and paint this way in a way that people enjoy. I'm just blessed. I really am very lucky. So.
Hi, I'm Shannon Casey. I'm here in booth 55, and I think this is my 8th year here at Art on the Green, and it's a beautiful day. You should come out. This year I have some work based on maps from a trip out west. So I used color pencil on the maps, and then I crunched them up and I used them to make birds' nests and watercolor and all sorts of things.
How about talk about that one behind you in the middle? Uh-huh.
Okay. This was one that I did based on Akron Symphony had a music and art show, and I did a couple pieces for that. And this is another one because I had so much fun doing that. So I tore up sheet music and then made my own diva and added her to the bottom there. So.
Is that John Brown below that?
It's Lincoln.
Oh, Lincoln. Okay, excuse me.
Here, I'll hold this. This is the Lincoln Highway, and it's a map of Ohio, and it has Route 30, and it also has what Lincoln's remarks were when he stopped in Hudson back in 1861. He just said a couple sentences, but yeah, so I'm commemorating Lincoln and Hudson's mark on history. So.
That's great. And which ones were the map out?
Well, the maps are here. So some of these, and we went out west. So this is a portrait of my husband. And while we were driving down the road, there was a herd of cattle in the other lane going the other direction. So I included the cattle in Wyoming. And then just did a few more from that. This is one, see you later alligator. So I turned the state of Florida into an actual alligator. And then the one at the top, it's called Wall Drug, see you at Wall Drug. And as you're leaving Mount Rushmore, and headed east, there's all these signs to stop at Wall Drug for free ice water and, all sorts of little Burma shade signs along the road. So I did all the things that you'll find at Wall Drug. So, yeah, so I'm doing a lot of mixed media things, a lot of mixed media.
How about the lady with the hat?
This is some sheet music called Looking at the World Through Rose-Colored Glasses. So I gave her rose-colored glasses and then I incorporated the music into her face. Yeah, so.
So I'm Jessica Skinner, the owner of J. Burgess Designs, and this is my first time in Hudson Art on the Green. Not my first show, but my first time here, which has been amazing. And I do textile art. I make pyramid pillows to fit in the corner of your couch. I also make fabric bowls and baskets. They are coiled and fabric wrapped. And then I stitch them together and add beading to bedazzle them. I also do make handbags and wall hangings as well. So this basket here is made from different types of denim. So that creates an ombre effect going out. And then there is yarn in the middle wrapped. It's all cotton. And then I added the beads, and each of the circles are individually sewn, and then I build upwards. So I stitch them upwards to build a basket. And then I also make handbags. This is one of them with handles. These are made very similarly. Originally, I wanted to work in pottery and ceramics, but I have 3 kids, so I decided to incorporate some of those same techniques into my fabric and textile work to figure out how to sew baskets to make different shapes, and then I just add different pieces, different elements to each piece. So this one has fringe, again with the yarn wrapped, and then also beading on the outside. I also have a studio at Summit Art Space, which is in downtown Akron, just 1 block from the Akron Art Museum. I'm on the 3rd floor in Studio 307. I've been there 8 years. It's a wonderful space. You should come see us.
There's art shows, like, what is it?
There are 5 galleries in the building, and then about 30 working artists. We have openings. We usually have Artist Sunday in the building, and then there are galleries, and then also artists with open studios to come and shop and see our process and works in progress that we have.
Hello there, my name is Tom Radka, and I am doing the Art on the Green Art Festival in Hudson, Ohio for the first time ever. And I am just so happy to be here. I have been a ceramic artist for 51 years. This is how I've earned my living. And when the people put on a venue like this and allow people like me to earn a living, I am just so thankful and grateful, because without art festivals like this, I wouldn't be what they call a 2%er. And a 2%er is someone who earns their living from selling their art, not teaching in art, not part-time job in art, but full-time artist. And I'm proud and happy to tell you that's me. I live an hour south of Canton. It would be the Port Washington Newcomerstown exit. In this beautiful old log cabin that Cy Young was born in. And I'm shocking a whole lot of people, because now I'm selling that and moving to Powell, where my daughter and my grandson live. But I've been at this farm for 45 years, and I'm ready to have somebody else take it over and do their thing with it.
So tell us about the big pieces that you won't be able. Is this because the size of the kiln is?
Yeah, because my big 50 cubic foot kiln won't be traveling with me. And I make these as big as I want to with smaller kilns. Like, since you're in this area, I hope you don't ever find yourself at the ICU at Mercy Medical Center, which is now called Cleveland Clinic. If you go there, you'll see a 6-foot high, 20-foot wide tile piece that I made for the ICU when it just opened up a good number of years ago. And I could work with small kilns and make pieces as big as I want to. But what I really want to do is I'm ready to do my first ever water wall.
Water what?
Water wall. I want to make a big wall with these tiles on it and run water down the surface. And these tiles have glass in them. The cobalt blue is Sky vodka bottles, the turquoise is Bombay Sapphire gin bottles, and the brownish colored glass is clear tempered glass. So we call it the waterless water wall. But that's my goal. In the next couple of years, I'm manifesting a water.
Okay, because and you would actual water would not come down. It would.
It would no. It would come down. Yeah.
And it would be more resistant to deterioration because of the glass that you.
One more time. Oh yeah, the tiles would be water safe.
Okay.
And
it's beautiful as it is.
Well, when we didn't get our actual water wall, we did a huge wall, 175 of these tiles, for a doctor in Cincinnati, and we called it the waterless water wall because it does look like water, doesn't it?
I can imagine that. Today? It's beautiful. And so, how is that different? It's the materials that you're using that makes it different. You still put it in the kiln the same way, or
fire it the same exact way, and so I'm eager to move in a slightly new direction. I want to get off the road a little bit more and go after corporate commissions. I'm ready to stay in my studio and make, shake, and bake.
Well, I wish you luck with that. I'm sure you'll get some good clientele. It's beautiful, beautiful work.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking to us.
So the reason I've done this is because I'm a big fan of Dale Chihuly, the glass guy. I just love his work. So I make these plates on the wheel and distort them after I collapse them with a rolling pin, and then fire them on a 45-degree slant, and that's why all the glass is literally running off the plate. And so somebody's interested in this one, and a different person is interested in this one. So help me manifest that out.
And then how do you connect? Are these on a web on the back of them?
There's plywood on the backside, and it's called a French cleat. It's a board that's cut at a 45-degree angle. There's a board cut out a 45-degree angle on the back of this tile piece. They think of it as tongue and groove.
And then each tile is connected to the other?
All of these, in these 4 different sections, they're connected to treated plywood.
Oh, okay.
And that's how that's done.
They're connected by hooks, or are they glued? Or
they're glued to the plywood, and then they go on the wall with the French cleat, with the 45-degree cut board. This is the clear tempered glass in the center of this pot, very coarse textured, and that's how that's done. I've been working with glass now since COVID. I mean, that's how I got into it, because I was stuck at home for a period, and I wanted to do something. I said, what can I do? And most people who start off in clay, they make a cup, mug, or bowl. They put a marble in there, you bake it up, and you go, ooh. So I wanted to take that idea and blow it up bigger.
I think you reached that.
Thank you.
COVID changed directions for a lot of people.
It did.
That's a good one for you.
I'm Kathy Wellner. I'm chairman of the Art on the Green, and we are now located for our last year at Joanne campus on 91 in Tureks Road. This is our 43rd year, and this is my last year of being chairman. Jane DeLulu will be chairman next year, and we'll be having it downtown Hudson. And it's going to be a challenge, but we're going to invade downtown Hudson and hope that all of you will come and enjoy the show. We've got great artists doing all kinds of wonderful things, and I think you'll have a wonderful time if you come down to see it. But tomorrow we're going to be here, so don't hesitate to come. We're waiting for people to come and see the fabulous work that artists from all over the state and out of state that are in the show. So
how many artists do you have?
We have 149 artists.
And how many are new first-timers?
I don't know how many are new, but we have a lot of new ones, and we have a lot of old-timers that are still here and sticking with the show as they have for so many years. 43 years. It's a long time for Art on the Green. We started in 1980, and we're very delighted with the way things have turned out, and the show is going along beautifully. The work is magnificent. There's some fabulous pieces of work here that come down and see it and appreciate it yourself in person. You'll be glad you did. And tomorrow's a great day for the weather, so don't hesitate to come and see us.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you very much.
I'm Deanna Klukas. I do all the exhibitions for Hudson Society of Artists, and we have we put on this show every year, and we also have our members tent for those who don't have booths anymore when we retire. So we still have a place to show our things. So Bill Baker and I share this tent, and we've had a lot of success for today. So we have 2 more tents with 2 people in there each, and we're doing fine. You want to say something?
No, I just hi everybody. My name's Bill Baker, and I'm here with Deanna. She's my helper. She's really nice.
So are you saying that this tent is all of both of yours art, or?
There's 3 tents in a row here that belong to Hudson Society of Artists, and the panels that are inside of it. So we rent those panels to show our pieces during the show. So it works out for everybody.
Hi there, my name is Joe Leonard from Custom Wood Carving in Garrettsville, Ohio, and also we have a gallery, J. Leonard Gallery and Vintage Emporium in Garrettsville, which we've had for 10 years. I've been designing and carving carousel horses, animals, and other critters for the last 55 years, I think. We're fortunate enough to do 17 large armored carousel horses for Disneyland Paris and France back in 1991. I had 4 people working with me on that project, and we had a year and a half to do 16 very large animals, and they are still operating at a carousel in Paris, France, Disneyland Paris they call it now. And then the last 17, 18 years I've had 2 of my pieces in a traveling museum exhibit called Mythic Creatures. And I always ask people if they know about the movie The Night at Museum, and they say, well, yeah, well, that was the Museum of Natural History in New York City, and that's the museum that sponsored the exhibit that I'm in. And the exhibit is a huge exhibit about mythologies from all over the world. And my armored Pegasus is 9 feet tall, and wings are 9 feet long rather. Wings are 6.5 feet tall. Then there's a 6.5 foot tall griffin in the exhibit. And the museum called me out of the blue 17, 18 years ago. They saw my griffin in a book called Painted Ponies, which is about carousel horses and animals, and wondered if I had one available, and I had a fiberglass casting of that one about 6.5 foot tall. So I loaned them that, and I said, well, if you're like that, you might really like my Pegasus. Well, we're not using a Pegasus. Okay, here's my website. So they looked at the site, and they called me 2 days later, and we want it. So it's been on the road, like I said, since 2007. They've been to Sydney, Australia. They've been to Denmark in 2 venues. They've been through Canada, all through the U.S. And they're going to be at COSI in Columbus next February for 11 months, and the whole exhibit. It's a huge exhibit about mythologies from all over the world, and it's a very prestigious museum exhibit. There's been breaking record crowds everywhere it goes. And they published a book on the exhibit called Mythic Creatures, and I'm featured in the book, which is very nice. And so we're continuing on. I teach carving classes and have been doing 1-day workshops and 5-day carousel horse horse head and neck carving workshops. I still do those. And I used to do this show a lot when we were headed in the downtown area. Then I hadn't done it for years, and Kathy Wallner convinced me to come back out. So I was here last year and this year. Last year I got Best of Show, which was nice. That's always a pleasure. And the gentleman that interviewed, or that did the judging, actually interviewed the artist, which I thought was really neat. He says, "Tell me about your work and about yourself," and so we got into the exhibits and all that stuff. So, at any rate, still at it, and I tell people still around to talk about it.
So the piece back there, that's the gargoyle.
So the dragon, that's going to be, it's part of an 8-foot dragon. He's going to be a winter dragon with fur instead of scales. He's going to live in North Dakota when he's done. And I have a couple other pieces I've worked on for that young lady. We have quite a few antique carousel horses we're selling for her. And then I've also had my work exhibited. Well, I've got work in actually Japan, England, France, Beirut, Lebanon, Singapore, Canada, whatever, as good as your last job, basically, like anything.
So what are you selling here at the show?
Well, I've got the wizard wands, which I've been doing for a number of years. I've got some live edge furniture. I've got a nature table back here with a frog and a turtle coming out of it, and I've done a table with otters coming out of it. I did one with dragons. I can't do normal tables and furniture. Mine have to be really strange. And then the rocking rabbit here, I've done probably 20 of those over the years. I've done other rocking animals, but the rabbits have been the most popular. And this one's out of mahogany. I've done some out of walnut as well.
So you get some good commissions and things?
I have at some shows. I don't do very many shows. I just do 3 shows anymore, and this is pretty much it. The Medina Art in the Park and this one, and then I do the Carver show at Sauter Village in the other side of Toledo. Can't remember the village or the town, but and that's a nice show. It's expensive to do it. It's 3 hours away from here, but it's a fun show to do, and you get to meet other carvers, and because there aren't that many carver shows anymore. I did one in the Dayton area a couple of times, and it's no longer because everybody got too old to do it, and no younger folks are jumping in trying to help out. So
that's why you're doing workshops.
That's why I do workshops. I teach carving workshops, and we have stained glass workshops at our gallery, but I'm closing the gallery at the end of the year. We've had it 10 years, and I got to slow down a little bit. So it's time. My nature's talking at me.
And the wands are fun?
Yeah, the wands go over pretty well.
And how about the candelabra back there?
Yeah, that's Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. I've done 2 or 3 other ones. My daughters each have one, and they each have a rocking rabbit, and they've got some other things that I've done. I did a Pinocchio for the one 2 years ago for Christmas. Pinocchio was 24 inches tall, and then Goofy's 28 inches tall. The other one of them's put her order in. She wants an Avatar Banshee, and the other one wants Mickey as a Sorcerer's Apprentice. So I'm kind of thinking in that direction. I haven't done anything yet.
So the dragon head would be like, how many hours do you think you put?
Oh, good Lord, I don't know. I said the whole thing is going to be 8 feet long, and his wings spread, wings are going to be about 6 to 8 feet spread out. Originally was going to be on a base. Now she tells me she wants him hanging from the ceiling. So now I've got to do the underside detail more than the topside detail. So she's changed her mind a few times, and that happens a lot. And then the horses we did for Disney, I had 4 people, like I said, working with me. We shipped them to Florida. They painted them in Florida and sent them overseas from there. So the park opened in the spring of '92. So that was a long, hard, tough job, but we pulled it off, and they were thrilled with it.
Very, very interesting.
My name is Michael Winston. This is my 20th at least year of doing the Hudson Art Show. I'm packing up now, getting ready to go, but the show will be tomorrow, August 24th. We'll be here till 5 o'clock. So if you're interested in marker art, which I do, then feel free to come out and peruse and see what we have to offer. And I don't mind. You don't have to buy. Just come and look.
And you've been perfecting your art for...
I've been perfecting it since 2002. And I think I'm at a point now where I'm doing fairly well. So come on out and support the arts and do the best you can, and I'll do the best I can. And between the two of us, we should be doing okay. All right, have a great day. Bye now.
And now, a salute to all of the juried award winners from the 2025 Hudson Art on the Green. Congratulations to all of the talented winners from the 2025 Hudson Art on the Green. The 2025 Art on the Green was a rousing success. In 2026, Art on the Green returns to the downtown Hudson Greens for an even bigger and better show. Circle your calendars for Saturday, August 29th and Sunday, August 30th, 2026 for the next Hudson Art on the Green. For information on joining the Hudson Society of Artists, visit their website at hudsonsocietyofartists.com or via email at support@hudsonsocietyofartists.com or via mail at P.O. Box number 262, Hudson, Ohio 44236. The Hudson Society of Artists hold monthly meetings that are open to all comers. The meetings are held twice a month on Mondays from September through May at 7 p.m. at the Barlow Community Center, 41 South Oviatt Street in Hudson.